In last week's parsha, we read of the incredible and overwhelming episode of the Meraglim, the spies. A story we're all familiar with. Moshe Rabbeinu dispatches an incredible group of people, tzaddikim they were known as, righteous individuals, to go and scout out the land, not on a mission to determine if we would go in, but rather on a mission to determine how we should go in, a reconnaissance mission. Let's figure out strategy. Let's figure out approach. Let's figure out what we need to do in order to be successful in this campaign, even though we have already been assured of success by the Ribono Shel Olam. And we know the story. The Meraglim come back, and although they tell truths, how they delivered those truths in an ominous, overwhelming, deleterious fashion causes a fundamental disintegration of the morale of the Jewish people. Am Yisrael crumbles. They turn on Moshe, and ultimately they turn on the Ribono Shel Olam himself as well, telling Moshe Rabbeinu, let's go back to Egypt, it's done. An incredible and overwhelming debacle, with the exception, of course, of two Meraglim, Yoshua and Kalev. And interestingly enough, Yoshua was silent, but Kalev does something amazing. The Torah says, Vayas Kalev es ha'am. Kalev silenced the people, and he says to them, Alo na'aleh v'yarashnu osa ki achal nuchala. Essentially, Kalev says, we can do this. We can do this. Don't be afraid. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't allow the difficulty that you perceive to derail the dream. So Kalev, if we look at his words, Alo na'aleh, let us go up, ki achal nuchala, for we are able to overcome this. We are able to do this. And Rashi HaKadosh says something amazing. That Kalev says to Klal Yisrael, Alo na'aleh, let us go up. That even if HaKadosh Baruch Hu had commanded us to go to the Shamayim, to go to the heavens, Na'asu sulamos, we'll make ladders and we'll go up to the heavens. And what is Rashi adding? What was Kalev adding? I understand Kalev says we can do it. It's a we can do it speech. It looks difficult, it looks overwhelming, but we can do it. What is Rashi adding in? What is Kalev adding in with if we have to get to the heavens, we'll make ladders? And Rabbi Nachman of Breslov says so beautifully that Kalev was not only giving them counsel for how to enter into Eretz Yisrael, but Kalev was giving the Jewish people counsel about how to be successful in life. You see, the goal of every single one of us is Alo na'aleh, to make aliyah. Until one day live in Eretz Yisrael, those of us who are not yet there. But I don't mean in a geographic sense. I mean to make aliyah in a spiritual sense, to ascend to the heavens, to transcend the mundanity of everyday life, to become the best version of ourselves. Isn't that what we each want out of life? All I want in life is, Alo na'aleh, I want to go up, I want to reach the Shamayim. I want to accomplish incredible things. And Kalev says to Klal Yisrael, you want aliyah? You want to go up? You want aliyah? You want to reach the Shamayim? There's only one way to do that. You have to build a ladder. Because what's the chap with a ladder? The only way to get from the base of the ladder to the top of the ladder is one rung at a time. And if you try to skip rungs, or you try to take a whole bunch of rungs in one step, unfortunately, the Rahman al-Islam, a person ends up falling. And sometimes a person could fall so far that they don't just fall down a rung, but they could fall down all the way back down to the ground. Rabbi Nachman says that Kalev was teaching us a strategy not only for entering in to Eretz Yisrael, but to entering into our personal promised land, to making that aliyah to the Shamayim, to becoming the best version of ourselves. How do you ascend? How do you grow? And the answer is, build your ladder and take life one rung at a time. You want to know, sometimes we look at the end of the day, we come to an end of a day, we're about to put our head on the pillow, we ask ourselves a simple question. Was it a successful day? Was today a successful day or not? And it's often a question many of us ask ourselves, and the shayla, of course, becomes, well, how do you measure a successful day? What's the metric of a successful day? And perhaps what Kalev is teaching us is the metric of success is one rung. Did you go up one rung on the ladder of aliyah? Did you go up one rung on the ladder of Shamayim? Did you go up one rung on the ladder of life? And if you did that, then it's been a successful day. Kalev was talking to our grandparents who are ready to go into Eretz Yisrael, and he was talking to us as well. We all want to enter into our personal promised land. We all want to accomplish great things. The challenge is often we want it and we want it now, but it doesn't work that way. If you want to get from the earth, from the mundanity of my current circumstances, to the Shamayim of spiritual accomplishment, There's only one way to do it, and that's one rung at a time, one unit of accomplishment at a time, one small step after one small step, day after day. And before you know it, you'll reach the top of the ladder. Before you know it, you reach the Shamayim. Before you know it, one is zochet to go ahead and reach their promised land. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.